Well, my darling, it is midnight in Paris and the cafe is open. And I've got Laura back with me tonight. We haven't got anybody with us yet, but it starts at midnight, so I'm starting it. Did I
Oh.
tell you? Do you remember we had a misunderstanding about my friend who moved out to Thailand? Well, he's we were chatting and he's joined. He's subscribed, not paid subscribed, but that's fine. He might
Oh, well, good.
yeah, he might get on and watch us. And I said he can come on one time and give us the Asia Pacific perspective.
Absolutely. That would be very cool. Yeah, that'd be very cool to
I
hear.
think so.
Hmm. Yeah. Why does it say we have one with us?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
see that?
I
Two.
think it
Somebody.
always
Oh,
says
Amy.
that.
Hey, Amy.
Hey,
It always has
Amy.
one.
Yeah, I think we count as one.
Since it's just us and Amy, I'm going to take my hearing aid out and scratch my ear.
Oh, go on, have a good
Amy
scratch.
doesn't care. Oh, it's been a day, girl. Charlotte, come
Oh,
here, baby.
mate, I
Come
have
here.
added clips since I wrote the script, which was only this afternoon.
Get in bed. Mm-hmm.
Hey, baby
You've added
girl.
what?
I've added
Hey,
video clips
sister.
because so much has happened
Oh, good.
today that is relevant to what
I
we're
hadn't even heard.
discussing. Did
You're
you
gonna have
hear
to
the
fill me in because
Oh my God. So you haven't heard the Pearl Harbor joke?
no. Tell
Let's
me the
just
Pearl Harbor joke.
let's just say I think Pearl Harbor is going to be one of those things where too soon applies forever because no, I'm not going to tell you. You have to see the clip.
Have mercy. Help us all. You get when it so I heard it I was watching the Jimmy Kimmel clip, and after talking to Chris, she's talking about how hot it is in LA, like up to 100 degrees
Mm.
today or something ridiculous. And here, we're beautiful, like 70 degrees. And apparently there's another part of the country that's freezing. And so Jimmy Kimmel says, he says, yeah, it's like supposed to be 100 degrees tomorrow out here in LA, and half the country's freezing and half the country's on fire. And he said, even the weather's divided in this country.
I watched that clip last
And my
night.
brother, I
It's
told my
so
brother, and he
funny.
said, yeah. And my brother said, well, I'm sure it's Trump's fault
Yeah,
that the
it
weather's
is.
divided. It's got to be. Even the weather's pissed off.
You're not sharing again. We
Oh,
are 96. What does that mean?
I don't know. Apparently they're 96 where she is. But you're
Oh, you're not
Texas.
sharing again. She's 96. I don't know what my temperature is in, even
I'm
if
not
I did.
sharing.
You're not
Who's
sharing
not
your
sharing?
weather? Where's Amy?
Amy, here, your weather is 96. Yeah. What do you mean we're not sharing again? Hey, Mama, we
Mm.
need to figure out how Glenn has it set up so that Substack cuts the front.
Substack cuts
She
the
wants to
what?
hear rain, and no, I am. I'm stingy. I'm stingy about my spring. And yeah, if I could send you some rain, baby girl, you could have it almost every day. But oh God, what was I going to say? Oh, we need to figure out how Glenn, is able to have Substack cut off the front of his live, and then when he counts down the 3, 2, 1, then the recording starts. The one that's getting posted. We need to figure out how that's done.
Yeah, I
Hey,
thought
Summer. Hope you're feeling better, honey.
by doing the introduction, the it's midnight and I'm Mama and the cafe is now open. It might do it from there, but it doesn't. It just does it right from the
It
start.
frogs in her throat. Yes, you do. I heard you earlier. um, yeah, I'll try to find out about that because it'd be nice to be able to have a starting point where the recording is kind of cuts out our interplay, I guess.
Yeah, there's lots of clips. Oh,
Oh, he may edit it himself. He said, well, every time he does a 3, 2, 1 countdown, he said so that Substack knows where to start, is what he says.
he do be saying that. I heard him.
hmm Hot cinnamon. Oh, you got red hots? Glenn's don't have a pre-recording intro. He just starts right after his 3, 2, 1, where he says, "Hey friends." That's where his lives recordings begin when they're posted. Mm. What are you doing, Mama?
I'm just looking for a prayer for the end.
Oh, for the end.
Yeah.
Well,
1 second.
put you some bourbon or cognac in there too, Summer.
Right. I think we should get started.
Mm.
Perfect. Alrighty. So what we're going to do, we're going to kick off now. It's Laura's choice of topic for today, and it may just be wishful thinking on her part, but we're going to have a look at the possibility we may be entering the final act of Trump 2.0.
The downfall.
Don't get too excited because you know how Teflon he is, as Summer reminded me earlier. And unfortunately, we haven't got Summer with us live because I spoke to Summer earlier. And when I say I spoke to her, she croaked to me. There's literally no voice
Come here,
left
quit.
on the poor woman. So
Oh,
I
and
just want
Chris
to get
just said
comfortable.
she's on the phone.
She did. I saw that
Oh,
flash
thank
up
you,
on
Amy.
my phone. So we'll get started because we've got some clips to get through, and I don't know what time Glenn's on tonight. Does anybody know? I don't know.
It's usually 8:30 unless it's Monday, which is at 9.
Yeah.
Um,
Alrighty.
mhm.
So welcome back,
This is
everybody. Welcome if it's your first time here. It's great to have you here. You know the drill. Pull up a beanbag, get in your comfy chair, wrap yourself in a blanket, and get an adult beverage or warm milky drink, and we will begin. As I say, tonight I've got Laura, who's going to give us the perspective from the US of A. And unfortunately, we don't have Summer because she's poorly, but she'll be back
he's
hopefully next
poorly.
time. So get well soon, Summer. And yes, as I say,
Mm-hmm.
we've decided tonight's the night we talk about the downfall of Donald J. Trump. Oh, give me a moment.
We can only hope and
Oh,
pray. I
it's
think we are witnessing it's a slow train crash, is what we're
yeah,
seeing.
that train has well and truly come off the rails, and Lord
Mm-hmm.
only knows where it's heading. It's hurtling towards
Yeah,
somewhere, but I guess we
probably
just.
towards a dumpster fire.
I was going to say we have to keep watching, but it's one of those things that you can't stop watching even if you wanted to.
Can't look away.
Mm-mm.
I used to never watch news. I never watched. I completely quit watching news during Trump 1.0. I could not take it, and it's like I can't quit watching. You're right. I can't look away.
Yeah, it's funny with Trump 1.0, I knew it was bad news from day one. I was horrified and I was very engaged because I think I've got control issues, and I felt like the whole world could spiral out of control if I didn't stay in control of knowing everything that was going on every minute over there. And
Could
I
be.
think
It could.
because those 4 years ran into COVID, and it was just a really exhausting time. So when the
Right.
election result was announced over your way on November the 5th, Guy Fawkes night, I was like, "No, that's it." I switched off
Right.
all the news. I turned off I used to listen to LBC radio station to stay up with everything, and even though Nick Ferrari first thing in the morning would wind me up to the point of wanting to punch small children,
Right.
he really is the king of rage bait, and I let myself fall for it. But I was like, "I can't do
Mm.
this. I cannot do this again." So it was probably April of last year before I tuned back in and realized the shit
Wow.
show was still
It's a shit
turning.
show for sure.
Anyway,
I mean, yeah.
so as I say, this is not a prediction. It's just more a running commentary. So you, dear listener and watcher, can assess where you think we might be. For the podcast listeners, I am crossing both fingers. So this week, I mean, I could pick any week, but this week alone, the man has lied on camera, no change there, publicly outed a dying congressman's medical records for applause.
Hmm.
I'm surprised but not shocked, or shocked but not surprised. I'm not sure anymore.
Mike Johnson was surprised.
He was taken aback. Yeah. I've never seen
He was.
any expression of emotion on Johnson's face, but I think there just for one second.
I saw a moment of mortification,
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best way to
right?
describe it. So what else has he
When he
done?
says, "Well, that wasn't public."
I loved it. It just there was something about the way he said, well, that wasn't public.
Well, that wasn't public. Now it is.
Funny
Like
little
big
sausage.
mouth.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I've
oh,
never seen him
Sherry's
react to
joined.
Trump in a negative way.
Sorry. Welcome, Sherry. Come in.
Hi,
Get,
Terry.
get comfy. Get yourself an adult beverage or a warm milky drink, and we'll continue. Just introducing the topic
And a
and
bean bag. You forgot the bean bag.
bean bag. Get your bean bag. Get comfy. Get your blanket. Snuggle up. It's a wild ride, and that's got
It is
nothing
a
to do
bumpy
with
road.
me and Laura. That's just the subject matter. So what else has he
Yeah.
done this week? Oh, I particularly liked it when he called one of his probably biggest political rivals the President of the United States, which I thought, if he knew one thing, it would be who the president was, because it's him. But no, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. And not only did he make that mistake,
I
he
missed
did
it.
so while insulting the intelligence of the person that he called President of the United States. What else
Uh-huh.
has he done? He's been a very busy boy. Yes, he's begged every nation on earth for military
Yes, he
help
did.
in a war that he started, while telling us all simultaneously he didn't need anybody's help.
Right. Come here, go away, if I've ever heard such a thing, right?
Absolutely. Exactly. I love you. Don't leave me.
Right. It's it. Exactly.
So grab your drinks, everybody. We are bringing the receipts tonight. And since Substack has integrated some super duper tools and tricks and things, we've got clips and other such like to show you. So where do we start? Well, we're going to start with two items that aren't even in our script tonight, Laura, because they
Okay.
happened this afternoon, well, this evening, my time, since I
I'm
actually
clueless.
wrote the script. I only write it today because so much shit happens in one day. We can't do this in advance. But
Mm-mm.
two things that they just shocked me. They're not all about Trump. One is, and we'll do that one first.
Okay.
So today, your dear leader is entertaining the head of Japan. And he thought
Oh,
this would be a funny joke. Are we ready?
oh my God, I'm scared.
Be scared. We
God.
might have an ad. So he's got Prime Minister Takaichi, and she
Mhm.
just looked uncomfortable the whole time. Let's just get the ad.
He is just getting so like out of touch with social cues. I mean, not that he's ever really had been in touch with, other somebody else's social cues and what they're projecting, but he is so just like out of it.
It's not good. Right, let's play the clip.
Oh God. I can't hear.
Well, one thing you don't want to signal,
Can you hear now?
when we go in, we went in very hard and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay, why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay, right?
Oh my God.
Did you hear the groans?
I think much.
I
What did
think
he? So
that'll do. So the
I'm sorry.
reporter
There was a
asked
message. Hmm.
the reporter asked Donny Dumbass, why you talk about your good relationship with Japan. Why didn't you warn your allies before the initial strikes on Iran? So that was the question from the reporter. And
Okay.
Trump came back with, well, you never told me about Pearl Harbor.
Oh, brother. Even the dog growled just now. Even Charlotte's growling at that.
And
That is mortifying.
it would be bad enough to say that, then to say it in front of the cameras and the press, but to say it in front of the Japanese prime minister, I'm not sure which is
That
worse.
is mortifying.
The way he did that or the way he treated Zelensky when him and JD ganged up on him. It was just
That was
awful.
that was horrible. That was hard. That was just so hard to watch. I wanted to just climb through my damn phone and strangle both of those assholes.
I mean,
And Zelensky is such a gentleman, and
yeah.
he's just. I mean, could we please have you for maybe, I don't know, a couple days a week, Zelensky? Would you please come over here and be president of our country for maybe 2 days a week, and then they can have you 5 days a week? I'm begging you.
He could probably
That's
do a better
mortifying.
job in 2 days each week
2 days a
than
week.
Donny Dumbass does however many days he shows up, which I'm not entirely
7.
sure.
Right. Yeah, we don't even know how many days he shows up. He's usually golfing.
Yes, exactly.
So what did she do when he said that? I kind of missed her reaction. What did she do?
She just sat very awkwardly and he carried on talking until they managed to change the subject, but she said nothing.
Did the reporters say anything or
No, but I heard the
have any reaction
groan
when he said that?
when he said it. When
Did you really?
yeah, the waiting crowd went, oh,
Oh my God. What an idiot.
yeah. And then the other one is not directly related to Donny, but it's just absolutely shocking if you haven't seen this. These are the people that your dear leader has decided to get in bed with to
No,
start
no,
trouble on the worldwide stage. This is what they
Lord.
do.
But
And without risking saying things that aren't substantiated, defaming anybody, there is
mm-hmm.
masses and masses of evidence of journalists in Gaza who have been killed by Israeli strikes. There is a chance, there is a possibility that it was all unfortunate accidents. There exists that possibility. There are other possibilities, and we'll leave it at that. But what I'm
Okay.
going to show you is a clip from Russia Today. And we don't have to worry about the propaganda of it being Russia Today because there's no commentary. You'll see why. It's just evidence of your eyes and ears. And I don't have the clip, but the gentleman you'll see in my clip did do a clip later on with his arms bandaged up, saying that he believes this was a deliberately targeted attack by Israel. So, are you ready?
Probably not, but let me plug my phone in just in case. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Bear with me.
Against
Looks
Naharia.
like you're.
Just watch.
Oh my God.
Watch again.
Against Naharia.
Oh my God. What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck just happened? What the
Quite,
fuck?
quite something, isn't it?
Against Naharia.
Let me just get rid of that and come back to you.
Jeez.
So, to give you the context, he's a journalist, a British journalist, works for Russia Today. They were in Lebanon, South Lebanon, and they were doing a story on a bridge that had been targeted by Israeli forces, which even when I first heard that, I'm like, hang on, isn't it a war crime to target infrastructure?
Uh-huh.
And then they went on to say, yeah, I mean, forget the fact that they were targeting journalists in that
Right.
particular strike. Yes, he's alive, Summer, and his cameraman. They were both had to be treated in hospital. He had a little jar in a pot, a little pot with the piece of shrapnel that was removed from deep within his arm.
God.
Yeah,
That's insane.
and the reason they suspect, this journalist himself suspects that it was a deliberately targeted attack was, one, because they were reporting on the story that Israel are targeting infrastructure, which is a war crime, and Israel don't want people to know that.
And there you have proof.
That's his theory of why they would target him,
That's insane.
because he was reporting the story. And his further evidence was they saw the plane come overhead and target them.
No kidding. That's insane.
Now, he may be mistaken. He may be confused. He may have had a bump to the head.
Yeah, it
Who
could have
knows?
been a US plane. Who knows?
Could have been any of those things or something different.
Could have been an accident, like you said.
Could have been a complete accident or maybe something else.
I mean,
Like,
sometimes bridges just blow up for no
uh-huh,
reason.
and journalists.
Go flying in the air.
Mhm,
Yeah. Because they
mhm.
like to try to fly, I guess.
Yeah.
That is insane. That is the most. Where'd you get that clip? That is insane.
I will
Honestly.
send it to you. I think that was off. I forget because I've got the memory of a goldfish. But anyway, that's
Wow.
the breaking news.
Or it was the Iranians, right?
Yeah, and it could have been. It absolutely could have been. We have got no idea because nobody's telling us the goddamn truth anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Iranians have their hands a little busy right now.
Yeah. And yeah, so that was South Lebanon, and it's all part of Israel's plan to grow, to completely take over the whole region. They have
That's
to
not
take
going to
out
work, is it?
Lebanon.
Are you on your phone or computer, Mama? I'm sorry.
Computer.
Okay. I have to plug my phone in. So I can't like set it down straight because it'd be on the plug, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And by the way, I have no internet service. That's why I'm on my phone tonight.
We appreciate you fighting through the technical difficulties.
I'm glad to be here.
Oh,
But
so
if I'm wobbling, that's why.
let's get back to our focus. So overnight, Iran and Israel, or I should say Israel and Iran, have managed to send our skyrocketing gas prices even
Yes.
higher in a
I saw that today.
tit-for-tat episode. But my first reaction when I saw what happened, so Israel targeted one of Iran's biggest gas fields, and then Iran, in retaliation, targeted one of Kuwait's, I believe. But it was Israel first on Iran, and then Iran retaliating. Mr. Trump, I'm thinking, oh, I posted this on my Substack. Are Trump and Bibi breaking up? Because this is what Mr. Trump had to say. Let me just,
Let's
where we
get
go.
this stabilized.
Let me share my screen.
All right, I'm going to see if this will work. Hopefully I don't go tumbling.
Doesn't, oh, there we go. Now we're sharing. Right, share screen. And we have, I sign up to Truth Social. I have a Truth Social account, so nobody else has to.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
You're so welcome. So this was Donald Trump's post from earlier this morning. Israel, out of anger for what has taken place in the Middle East, has violently lashed out at a major facility known as South Pars gas field in Iran. A relatively small section of the whole has been hit. The United States knew nothing about this particular attack, and the country of Qatar was in no way, shape, or form involved with it, nor did it have any idea that it was going to happen. Unfortunately, Iran did not know this or any of the pertinent facts pertaining to the South Pars attack, and unjustifiably and unfairly attacked a portion of Qatar's LNG gas facility. No more attacks will be made by Israel, all caps, pertaining to this extremely important and valuable South Pars field, unless Iran unwisely decides to attack a very innocent, in this case, Qatar, in which instance the United States of America, with or without the help or consent of Israel, will massively up the entirety of the South Pars gas field at an amount of strength and power that Iran has never seen
before.
Ever
seen.
I do not want to authorize this level of violence and destruction because of the long-term implications that it will have on the future of Iran. But if Qatar's LNG is again attacked, I will not hesitate to do so. Thank you for your attention in this matter, President Donald J. Trump.
Idiot in chief.
So, what do we think of that?
I mean, that's like saying, I didn't do it, he did it. That's like, sibling blaming. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good to have a sibling in the war when you're at war to blame shit on,
Yeah, the Shaggy song, It Wasn't Me, is popping into my head.
Yes. Charlotte's like mortified. Come here, turn around. Are
But
you
from
mortified
a
about this?
UK perspective,
Yeah.
Laura,
Yes.
from a UK perspective, this man used the phrase violently lashed out to describe a strike by his closest military ally in a war that he started.
Right.
That's not, in my experience, and I don't have a lot of experience of, wartime news broadcasts, but a little. I've lived through both the Gulf Wars. It's not what I imagined to be the way you talk about a coordinated military operation with a partner. It's more like, and you were kind of alluding to this, how you describe a toddler throwing a tantrum.
Yeah, or sibling blaming. Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. Germany's defense minister, when Donny was begging for help, called it bluntly. He said, "This is not our war. We have not started it." So
exactly.
what's going on in the US? How are
Well,
they responding?
well, for one thing, about the whole ally situation, Trump has NATO completely backwards. Apparently, he thinks NATO was drawn up so that all these countries got together and decided if one of us starts a war, we'll all jump on. Okay, I
He
think
does.
that's how he interprets the NATO alliance, and that's really sort of completely backwards from if someone attacks us, we will all defend us. You know, one if one of us is attacked, then we've all been attacked, and we will all defend. It says nothing about starting wars that I'm aware of.
Especially
So,
illegal wars.
right, wars that have not even been, put through Congress, and this is a perfect example of why one person, one brain, one mind, especially one as fevered as his, doesn't make decisions like going to war. I mean, that is why it should be run through Congress. You got 400 something brains
Yeah.
deciding whether it's a good idea, not one stupid ass
Well, you
brain
heard
with
what
an what's the word with a what's the word somebody like a
dementia
no with a not itinerary. What's the word I'm trying to say?
agenda.
Yes, thank you. That's the word. God Almighty, help me.
Well,
Yeah,
you heard what he said that he told Keir Starmer when Keir Starmer said, "I'll have to run this by my cabinet." He's like, "You don't need to ask permission. You don't need to ask anyone. You can just decide." No, honey, that's not how democracies work.
right.
And you may not have heard this, Laura, but according to Axios, the Wall Street Journal, and the Yedioth Aronoth, apologies if I pronounced that badly, Trump was fully briefed in advance. Netanyahu and Trump coordinated this strike,
Hmm.
and Trump discussed it with Gulf state leaders over the weekend. So why now? It wasn't me.
This strike in particular.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah,
yeah,
we didn't know anything about it. Shit happens. Like bridges blow up,
yeah. And journalists.
and journalists go flying, right? Yeah, I think he thinks, I think he thinks we are all as stupid and ignorant as he is. Because he can't fathom anybody having any more sense than he does. He thinks he's the smartest and brightest bulb in the box. And he cannot, he can't wrap his head around the fact that we're all smarter than Donald J. Trump.
Well, he does
And we
love
see through
poorly
this shit.
educated. Yeah, we
Mm.
do. But
And there,
30% of your country don't.
well, did you see the clip of was it it may have been Kimmel again, and he had a reporter in the field who was at a gas station and asked a woman, so did you see that? Beautiful, wasn't it? Like, what do you think of President Trump right now? And she said, I think he's a pile of shit, or something similar there too. And he made clear that she had voted for him how many times? And she says, 3 times. Yes, I'm an idiot, apparently.
I thought it
And
was beautiful humility by that lady.
absolutely, absolutely, Um, so I mean, if more people could just admit, that they were wrong and swallow that and then let's get the hell rid of him. We will all be so much better off more quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
But
and
you've got that band that's like he does no wrong, he says no wrong, everything he says makes perfect sense, and you know, I don't even know how they justify shit anymore.
well, I think they're struggling, to be honest. I don't know if you caught Tulsi Gabbard in either of her hearings, either today or yesterday, being questioned
Hi,
about
Louise.
the imminence of the threat, and was the threat imminent, and who
Right.
decides if the threat's imminent. And she actually sat
It's
there, answered
not
all
my
the
job.
questions. Yeah, no nuclear weapons left, no prospects of rebuilding them, no efforts to rebuild them. So what was the imminent threat then, Miss Gabbard? It's not my
It's
job to
not my
decide.
job to decide that. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Isn't that what John Ossoff said? In fact, yes,
yes,
it
he
is your
did.
job.
That's exactly your job. He was great, John Ossoff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hi,
Yeah.
Louise. Glad to have you.
Hey, Louise, welcome. Get comfy, grab a drink.
The
We're just,
topic is the downfall of Trump.
it is. We're hoping.
Ricky.
We're cataloging at the moment rather than predicting. But that's not all he's been up to this week, not by a long shot. And we touched upon it a little earlier. I'll just let our viewers know.
With that.
The NATO begging. I mean, I can't imagine how it must feel for Americans to watch their leader almost whining and begging for NATO help. So we've
In
got
one breath. In one
Yeah.
breath. And then in the same damn press conference, totally saying we don't need anybody. Yeah,
Absolutely.
which scares the shit out of me personally as an American. That terrifies me that he is claiming we don't need anybody. We do. We need everybody. We need so many
Of
allies
course
right
we
now.
do. It's a big old world.
He's gonna fuck us up totally royally worse than we can even imagine right now if he doesn't shut the hell up.
Well, you'll be shocked to hear that there's a Truth Social post on this
Oh
one
God,
because
help me.
of course there is. I don't know
But
if
of
you've
course,
seen it
no, I probably haven't because you do that, so we don't have to.
because I do that so you don't have to.
Mhm.
So, Mr. Trump says many
Oh, God.
countries, especially those who are affected by Iran's attempted closure of the Hormuz Strait, will be sending warships in conjunction with the United States of America to keep the strait open and safe. We have already destroyed 100% of Iran's military capability, but it's easy for them to send a drone or two, drop a mine, or deliver a close range missile somewhere along or in this waterway, no matter how badly defeated they are. Hopefully, China, France, Japan, South Korea, and the UK, and others that are affected by this artificial constraint will send ships to the area so that the Hormuz Strait will no longer be a threat by a nation that has been totally decapitated. In the meantime, the United States will be bombing the hell out of the shoreline and continually shooting Iranian boats and ships out of the water. One way or another, we will soon get the Hormuz Strait open, safe, and free, all in caps, President Donald J. Trump.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, and that's not the only one. He then went on to say,
That's lots of bluster for somebody that has no minesweepers, no nothing in the area
no.
to open this strait.
So the next day we had, I wonder what would happen if we, quotes, finished off what's left of the Iranian terror state and let the countries that use it, we don't, be responsible for the so-called, inverted commas, strait. That would get some of our non-responsive, inverted commas, allies in gear and fast.
We don't need them, remember?
So apparently they're going to leave and they're going to leave the mess for us to clear up. Do you know, call it a prediction, and I'd love to know what you think, Laura. I'm sort of thinking that there might be, what do you call it? An
Hi,
end
Jody.
to all the crazy if he just stopped bombing Iran and reined in even his little puppy Netanyahu.
You think he has any control over Netanyahu?
No, I don't think so.
I don't either.
He's got something on him.
I mean,
He's just
the
been
control
looking for
is
an excuse.
yeah. The control is Netanyahu controls Trump,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you were describing it earlier when you were talking about his attitude to NATO, but he spent years telling us in Europe that NATO was obsolete, that we were
Right.
freeloaders and we needed to buck up our ideas.
What the hell does
America,
he mean by that? Do you understand what he's even referring to? Tell me
yes,
what the hell that
yes.
means.
So that's the percentage of GDP, the gross domestic product, that each country was spending on their forces, their armed forces, as part of NATO. So America were contributing a big chunk and the rest of us weren't contributing as much percentage wise. And he was like, we all need to be pulling our weight. And a lot of people agreed that was a fair comment for him to make. And we've certainly increased our defense spending since then. And I think others have a bit too, but he's
So,
not wrong. But
right,
even a stopped clock right twice a
right,
day.
right. So, I mean, like, did it just get to the point where the smaller NATO countries, since we were spending so much of our GDP on military, did they just come to depend on the fact that we were building our military and we would just protect everybody?
Yeah, pretty much until Trump 1.0, when he said, sort it out or we're out.
Do you know this how significant a difference the percentages were by
Um,
chance?
I don't. I mean, I can't even remember what they were roughly.
I mean, were they hugely apart?
I would say off the top of my head, and this is not
I know
accurate,
some
but it
are.
was something like we were spending 3% and he wanted us to be at 5 or 6%. So it was substantial in terms of where we were to get to where we are, but not. If you need, when you're talking billions of dollars, I find it difficult to say it was only a little bit, because a little bit of billions of dollars I
Well, I
could
mean,
live
in the
with.
scheme of things, that it is. I mean, those percentages are not huge. You
Yeah.
know,
So I think
um,
maybe we were 3. He wanted us up to 6, and we've got up to 5 or something
why does
like
he get
that.
to say though? I mean,
Because
if
you
some,
know what he's like with the tariffs. If it's
but
not
it looks like
fair.
I think he must have been picked on as a kid or something. But um, it
Mhm.
should have been up to the NATO allies as a group to decide, hey, how much should we all, what percentage should we all be spending on defense? And that should have been something decided among everybody. Um,
And
at
there are ways to do it, aren't there?
Huh?
Diplomacy,
Right.
negotiation.
Yeah. I mean, if nobody agreed to a percentage figure, then why wouldn't they allow a country who enjoys spending every spare penny that we can find on our military? Why wouldn't they let us do that and back off their own and spend it on, more mundane things like universal health
Healthcare.
care and
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Summer
It seems
points
like
out
that
in
would
the
have been
chat.
obvious thing to do. Would
I
would to
know,
be
I know.
have a consensus of we should all be spending this much.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. Maybe it's just
There's
me.
Summer's pointed out in the chat that 2% was the initial requirement, but Canada was behind. They'll now be at 5% in a year or two, and they're restructuring a civilian regime in case of invasion by, I don't know, a neighbour, suggests Summer. What what
hmm
what neighbours do you think might invade Canada, Laura?
I think I'm not sure, but I think it may rhyme with rump, like as
Yeah,
in a roast, rump
yeah,
roast,
yeah, yeah.
or rump as in an ass.
But it could be anybody, as we
I'm
say.
just
We're not
saying that
we're
that's
not
just what came
accusing
to mind.
anybody. We're just saying who could if they
It could
wanted
rhyme.
to. Yeah.
Yeah,
And if they'd maybe come out and said, "We want Canada as the 51st state,"
yeah.
that would lean me to thinking,
That might lead them to think it might be the neighbor below them,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um,
So,
so there was an agreement. Summer apparently. Wait a minute. Who's this? Spain roughly 9.9. Okay.
Yeah, so that's really helpful from Amy. So
Well,
most
how much was the
European
U.S. spending? Do we know how much we were spending? Anybody?
United States above 3% of GDP, varies by source, but consistently well above 2%. Greece above 2%, United Kingdom 2.1% in 2017 and 18, Estonia at or slightly above 2%. But then you've got
It's
Spain,
not that big a difference.
Belgium, Netherlands, Norway, Poland falling short of the threshold. Thank you ever so much, Amy. You've got the job. I don't know what the job is, but whatever it is, you've got it. It's a
Right.
very, very unpaid role, but you know, you get a lot of thanks. So it's not all bad.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
So really, for the most part, countries weren't really that far off the 2%. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. They weren't far off.
I don't get it. I mean, from the way he was talking, and I never looked it up, I would have assumed, you guys were like 10% apart.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous the way he's
Woohoo.
described it.
Well, Summer mentioned she's not certain if it was a legal thing or expectation. In my
Kind of a
memory, unless I'm misremembering, Mr. Trump said, if you don't buck your ideas up, we're out. We're not going to do the NATO thing anymore. You can have it and sort yourselves out. And obviously Ukraine was kicking off. So we all thought, oh dear, better buck our ideas up.
mm-hmm. Was the 2% number? Was that Trump's number? Was it like a informal kind of thing before, or was 2% the guideline from the beginning? Does anybody know the answer to that?
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I'm just reading
Wow.
what Amy's written. Sorry.
I need to study up on that.
Like I said, he was not wrong in most assessments to
But it sounds like
tell.
he was exaggerating the differences.
He was just going about it in a very Trumpy way when there were probably other more
More
diplomatic ways of
diplomatic
doing it.
ways.
Yeah. Yeah. So what were the worldwide responses this time, Laura, to Trump saying, all you guys, you need to get your acting gear, come help us. We want your ships, your minesweepers, your military war machines to come help us out of the straits we're in. Excuse the pun.
Out of the dire straits, not the hurt. Yeah. Um, I think it was a universal collective no thank you very much. We didn't start this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much what it was.
To which he had a fit. Well, we didn't need you anyway.
It was pathetic.
Oh
It was
shit.
absolutely.
Oh, excuse me. It was my
That's right.
computer. I thought my had lost power again.
We're allowed to curse here. We're among friends. I just is there any more really to say about that? We've done it to death. He's got the diplomatic skills of an angry wasp.
a vampire bat.
Yeah. So anyway, I hear you've got a new president.
Oh, you're gonna have to fill me in on this because I missed that whole thing. Please fill me in and enjoy doing it.
I
I
will.
missed him.
Let me just see where we're at because I think I've got a video for this.
Oh, good.
Let's have a look at the video, people. Just waiting for Substack to do the
And
show.
I'm reading Summer's.
So let's work up the volume.
Gavin. He called Gavin Newsom the president?
Just listen.
With a low IQ person, because Gavin Newsom has admitted that he has learning disabilities.
I heard about this.
People with learning disabilities, but not for my president. I think a president should not have learning disabilities, okay? And I know it's highly controversial to say such a horrible thing, The President of the United States, Gavin Newsom, admitted that he has learning disabilities, dyslexia, everything about him is dumb. But then he looked at the audience and said, but I'm smarter than you, or something like that. That was pretty simple. So now on top of everything else, I call him a racist because it happened to be a black audience. I will.
That'll do.
What the fuck does that mean? Uh-oh. Where'd Mama go? Where'd she go? All right. Looks like I'm going to have to entertain you guys until she comes back. He lost it. Who lost it? Trump? Summer? Well, I heard, yes, I was catching flies. I heard some backlash on the whole dyslexia thing. I was watching, oh God, what's her name on MS Now? She's around 11 o'clock at night or so, and she's going to a morning show. Oh shit, I can't remember her name. Anyway, she is dyslexic, and she had some words to say about him doing that, and apparently so did a lot of people. Comparing, yes, Stephanie Rule. That's right. Yep, thank you. That's who it was. I love her. And by the way, Vosh is going to get